What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Kyrie,
And it's your boy Hemi.
and welcome to another episode of What's
What's
the
the
Point?
point?
See, he's slow. It's okay. We'll blame it on his
No,
lag.
you are off rhythm.
Never off rhythm. I was ahead of you.
It's
So that's right. You have no
what's
rhythm.
the point? But you
You
go,
have
what
no rhythm.
the point? That's not how
Yeah,
we
I was
do it.
waiting on you. I was giving
No,
you
you weren't.
seconds.
No,
That's
I
what it
don't
was.
need
The,
seconds.
the
Let's
name
go.
of this
Yes,
show.
you was.
The name of this show gonna be "Where's the Rhythm."
No, it's not.
Whenever Hemi finds it, that's what it's gonna be.
Listen, clearly Kyrie doesn't have any. So, but it's
Shut up. So, welcome everybody to another good episode of our show. Today we're going to be talking about just different relationship things. This is actually the introductory episode to a series of relationship themed episodes that will be coming out. The second episode kind of came out first. We're doing this one now. Hey, just how things happen. So,
I don't think you
Hemi,
need to tell them that, but that's okay.
I feel like being transparent with our audience is important. Transparency is important.
Okay.
So first and foremost, if I do sound a little nasally, forgive me. I am not feeling too well, but we're gonna push through. Hear me, my friend. Did you just roll your eyes? Did you just really roll your eyes?
I did.
You have glasses on. I can see them through your bifocals, you big
I
head.
wanted you to see me roll my eyes. Hello.
You know what? That's your problem. That is your problem. I sit here and I try to be kind and mindful and respectful of our audience, and you just want
Nobody
to be.
needed to know why you sound like Fran Drescher. It's okay.
And nobody.
Let's just finish. Let's just get through the episode. I'm just saying.
This is why you're alone now. Just so you know, this is why you're
Get the
alone.
pot to the kettle.
Oh no, see, I'm alone. I'm crazy. There's a lot of nuts up here. We'll
I'm
get into
alone
that
'cause
later.
I choose to be single. I choose to
Up
be
here,
single.
in here, on here. Yeah,
Really,
Mhm.
or the
Yeah.
choice is made for you.
Can we reel it back in, Fran?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Reel
I
it
just
back
couldn't,
in.
I really couldn't help myself. I just wanted to go. I see how far you would let me go. So today, like I said, we are talking about relationships, and we're just going to be riffing about our own experiences, feelings, and things, like that. So I want Hemi to start off. I know you said you had a couple questions already. I want you to get yours going, and then I'll throw mine in as we just discuss.
That means he wasn't prepared. So my first question.
You can't see. Here's the problem: no professionalism. No professionalism whatsoever. Even if I was prepared, I was trying to give you the light to shine first, you big bald-headed buck-eyed bitch.
The
But you
light is
want to
always
sit
on
here
me. The light is always on me. So
because your
moving
big
on.
bald head.
Moving
That's why.
Moving on. Anyway, Scruff McScruff. My first question for you.
You see this laser right here?
Right next to your eyeball.
Let's not forget. It's over 9,000, Hemi. Let's not fucking forget that shit. I was watching your bitch ass and you talking shit. Ask your question,
Such
motherfucker.
language, Lawanda. Such language.
Because you pushing the buttons. You're pushing the fucking buttons, girl.
You're letting all the hood rat
No,
out. but moving
fuck that, Miss
on.
Garrett. No, she started it. She wanted my pudding at lunch, and this bitch went hard. No, now she want to come for me. Fuck that. See that? She prissy. This prissy bitch want to sit here and talk shit. Yes. Now what?
Are we done?
No.
Are we done? Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
My first question
Zesty, just zesty.
for
I'm spicy,
Kyrie,
thank you.
with the microphone next to his eyeball and not his mouth because
I'm a
he's so
bu-
loud.
See, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But when I stop talking, okay, never mind. You know what? I'm gonna be
interrupting. You're
because you're not saying anything worth me
not
listening
professional
to.
at all. I'm trying to ask the question, but you keep talking.
It is not my fault that you
I
don't know how to
feel like-
hold a conversation.
I feel like you're in your feelings.
I
And the
feel
show
like
just
you want
started.
aggressiveness.
And the
I
show
feel
just
like
started.
you are being passive aggressive right now, and you're trying to get me stirred up. And I'm not
I
gonna
will,
do it because you want me to. No, bitch. Mm-mm. I see what you're doing. Mm-mm.
Ooh, stop the
the
violence.
language.
Stop the
Mm-mm.
violence.
Mm-mm. You
Um,
know
so
what? I feel
the first
threatened.
question
Okay,
Security.
the question. The question. Yes,
he
the
won't let
question.
me get to it.
You're
The
right. I'm
first
not. I really, honestly, I'm just messing with him. I'm just messing with him. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
quiet. Quiet on set.
Zesty.
Yeah.
my, my first question that I'm posing to both you and I, but you can go first. Um, Age before beauty is
You're older than me, bitch.
tell me about your worst relationship.
Mm.
Hmm.
That was a guy I met in DC. Well, all of them were in DC. But I'm not gonna say his name, obviously. We met on a website called King Size Men.
Oh wow.
So you remember that website? Y'all heard of it?
Yeah.
I do
Like,
not.
so King Size Men was kind of like in the line of like Black Gay Chat. It was like when the internet was still kind of fresh and websites were popping up all over the place and shit from like to meet people and shit.
And remember, you're describing a relationship, not a hookup.
No. This was a full on. We got engaged and all of that.
Oh shit. Okay.
Um, so we met on King Size. I was two. I want to say I was 24, 25, and he was a year younger than me. And we connected because he was short, round, dark skinned, and dark skinned men on my tee. And he's geeky, which was different for me because I was trying to get into more guys that were nerdy. Because before him, I had just dated older guys that I couldn't really relate to, and I really wanted to date somebody that was closer to my age. And we'll call him M. Okay, for that matter.
Wait, okay. That's fine, but a side note, dark skinned men are your T, right?
Yes,
So
one of.
um why you was with me?
Oh,
Can you let me get one
Said
story out
you.
before
Oh
you just
wow.
come in with some shit? Like,
Oh, it just got spicy for
pardon me,
real.
but
Nah, wait, hold
like,
on.
I don't even think our audience knew that you and I, or
Right.
most
No,
motherfuckers,
no, 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 no.
okay. Wait.
They
Reel
know.
it back
They know.
in.
Tip
Reel
of the
it back
teapot
in.
over.
Wait. We'll discuss that later on in the episode about that relationship. But let's discuss
Wow.
this worst relationship ever. Let's
because you
discuss
see,
that
if I
first.
had pearls, they'd be clutched. Like, you want that answer, girl? Like on air? Okay,
Nope.
man.
We're gonna pause.
All
We're gonna
right, girl.
pause that. We're
Let's
gonna
shake
pause
and
that.
stir, honey. You want another shake and stir? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring it back. So no, when we met, everything was cool, and it was what I felt like I wanted. Because he was around my age, and I met new people and stuff like that. But I started to see that he was the kind of person that took me as a joke. And when things were in the beginning, things were good, and we had a great vibe. Everything was cool, but it just started to deteriorate more and more when we started to realize how completely opposite we were. And I made the mistake of proposing to him thinking that it would save a relationship. See, when I was younger, I always thought that relationships were easy. I thought that marriage was like the obvious thing. You know what I'm saying? Or the be all end all, and that's where you want to get to. You know what I'm saying? Um, and in that, I didn't have a concept also of what a good relationship was because I'm looking at my parents and their relationship was not good. You know what I mean? So even though we were going through all types of shit, arguing, trying to you know, trying to figure out who we each were at the same time, because he came with all these friends and it was just me, and then they started to like me, but then I ended up messing around with a couple of his friends who ended up being bi-curious, and which I was weird. And then, There was a portion, yes, where my relationship with M intertwined with my relationship with Carnage. And that in itself was a full on circus. I'm going to be 100% honest. That was a circus. Um, and it ultimately ended in him saying I was one of his worst enemies. I've never had a relationship where someone tells me that I'm their worst enemy. And looking back, I can see that I did do some things that were not right. I can see that I was very selfish in a lot of my actions when it came to how I felt when it came to dealing with him. By him, I mean Carnage, and the difference between Carnage and M, and how I treated them. You know, I can acknowledge that I made a ton of mistakes, but I would never consider myself someone's like enemy. Like I don't even consider him my enemy. You know what I'm saying? But it was we started to learn just that we were just complete opposites in life. Just complete opposites in life. And I, for me, watching myself become somebody that I always said that I wasn't, and by that I mean like the disrespectful boyfriend, the argumentative guy, the guy that if you make me mad enough, I might go to blows with you. I never saw myself as that person until these relationships showed me that I have that capacity to be that person. So, yeah.
Are you okay? Breathe. You okay?
No, that's the congestion. I'm
Oh,
fine. Yeah, that's congestion.
okay.
I'm
So,
trying to breathe, honey. Let me tell you something, baby.
so you feel like you both contributed to the downfall of this relationship?
I've manipulated a lot of things, yeah, and I brought a lot of situations into it that probably shouldn't have been brought in. Like when I was younger, the concept of sugar daddy, baby, I had quite a few. And I I had them before I met him, and I gained a few after. And I tried to interweave and bring him into what I was doing. And it wasn't like I was like hustling or anything, but you know what the whole sugar daddy game. Okay, so I was a sugar baby for a minute. Um, they didn't really click with him, so it created these problems because they would come around and want to spend time, and he would be antisocial or he'd be fake or it would just be a lot of headache that I should have been more mature enough to deal with in a better way. Um, looking back on it, like I wanted to be with somebody for the sake of being with somebody. Because I still did other stuff. I still met up or hooked up and did whatever. I had just one dude that was a friend of his coming over to the crib on a regular, knocking my boots out. You know what I'm
But
saying?
so let me. Were y'all in an open relationship, or you were just
Semi.
doing all of
It
this?
was it was back and forth,
So he
semi.
knew.
About the guy, yeah, he knew that we played around, but not how frequent. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't know
So
the frequency of the things that I did. Like I'll take up at my big grown age. I'll admit I did some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a victim by far. Um, but you know, I can look back and see that it was just a lot of immaturity, wanting to have my cake and eat it too, and stuff like that.
so
Yeah.
having an honest moment. I'm gonna ask this: do you feel like you brought a lot of the toxicity into that relationship, and that might be why he left feeling the way he did?
No, I believe I brought in my fair share,
Okay.
but see, I don't want to speak so much on him because he's not around to defend himself. Um, but
But that's why
in
there's no name,
terms
because this is your
This
in
is your
terms
truth.
of in terms of attitude, I always wanted a partner that I feel like has my back. He never did. You know what I'm saying? Like anything he did, I don't know, sometimes it felt like, no, I can't say that. It started out good, but it was also like things became a competition. You know what I mean? Like, just everything with him was a joke. And things about me and how I felt. He he didn't like how emotional I could be all the time. You know, there was a lot, but I guess I can sit here and say that I did contribute my fair share of toxicity to our situation. I can say that about a lot of relationships that I've been in, and that I was not the perfect boyfriend, that I did not know how to be in a relationship with um people. You know what I mean?
So on a scale to 100, how much how much of the outcome you feel was whose fault was it? Was it yours or was it M's?
I would say more mine because I manipulated a lot of situations in that whole relationship because I tried to, but it wasn't for bad. Like I was trying to make myself happy, him happy, you happy. I was trying to do a lot of things, and I didn't get a lot of it right. You know, and coming down to just and myself,
You said the name.
fucking hell.
Um, and
Y'all put me in a vulnerable place, so you better beep that shit the fuck out.
yeah, uh, continue. I'll do my job.
Okay.
I swear, I get too vulnerable, and see, I totally fucking forgot. Like,
That's what we're here for.
no, I will sit here because I'm thinking about my actions and everything that I did in our relationships.
we're,
Um,
we're talking about M here. I just
I'm
want
sorry,
to.
well, I'm thinking about because I'm thinking about the what I did in our relationship up into y'all. Um, I tried to support him when he lost his job. I tried to like the apartment that we had, I got with a friend of his because he was losing his apartment and I didn't want him to be homeless. So, we were trying to work that out. In the meantime, there was a bunch of other stuff going on, but like in the beginning, I was always with him. I was always with him, doing, caring. We had a lot of good times. I think at some point I did get bored. I can't tell you why. But we started having disagreements about things, and I wasn't mature enough to, I don't know, just push past it and be in a relationship. I'm not even sure how to word it, but I can see how I hurt him a lot. Looking back now, I can see a lot of the pain I caused on people, but it's because I didn't know how to be in a relationship with somebody or listen to someone or genuinely take their feelings and emotions into consideration. My thought was always if I constantly am giving to you, if I'm constantly doing for you, then you'll be happy. You know what I mean? My happiness or what real happiness in a relationship meant never factored into my brain because I always thought if I'm doing for you and giving to you, you'll be happy.
So this for me, it sounds like hurt people hurt people. And
Yeah.
I believe
you
that.
were already in a place of hurt from family stuff, and sometimes you don't know how to give the love you're supposed to give because nobody showed that to you.
Oh yeah, I can definitely say that. It's definitely one of those things where it's a whole thing of like you watch a certain dynamic growing up, as we all have this. So because you don't have those talks of what a relationship is, what you think it is formulated by what you see your parents have or don't have. And then that's when you start to, gather in your mind what you either want or don't want for your own relationships. And ultimately, you either go for people that are like your parents or that are not like your parents based on how you saw them growing up.
Right.
You know, um, my mom took care of my dad. He laid around and did practically nothing. Like yard work, he made us do. Go to the store, she did. He drove, but he sat in the car. Like my stepdad did very little to nothing. He was one of those men that believed that all that stuff was stuff that a wife was supposed to do. But in my mind, I never wanted to be just laying around. So I adopted in my mind the things that my mom did and equated those things to what you do when you love somebody and you're in a relationship.
Your stepdad was the Fred Flintstone of relationships.
He was a lot of things. My stepdad was a lot of things. He was very, very misogynistic, racist, Neanderthalistic, all that stuff. Yeah. Um, but it is behind being with someone like that also why I go after the kind of men that I go after. It's also a reason why I am more softer in when I am in my relationships. You know what I'm saying? Since I am so much like my mother and model my thoughts of relationships behind what I saw my mother do, I look for partners, I guess, without realizing it, that fulfill the role that my stepfather did, which was fucking nothing. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that I need a hell of a lot more than that. I need someone to take care of me just as much as I want to take care of someone else.
Um,
What does this say about Carnage then?
what?
Because
Oh,
that was one of the
we're
things.
gonna roll back into that moment.
Like y'all
This
want, like look, we're gonna save our relationship for later on because I know that you want questions answered, and I will answer them towards the end of this episode. What time are we at now? Let's say
um,
we'll
why? Because I would like to tell a story. This is not the Nugget Show. I mean,
y'all keep throwing shit to me.
I know, but I'm just saying, like I am here for the moment. I am.
Oh yeah. Right. I totally get that. Yes,
But we are
but
focusing on that relationship, not
right.
the other,
We'll get
not
to
the
that other
next
one because
one.
that's. Because I have a feeling that somebody wants actual answers on air, so you'll get a
Right.
couple.
But you didn't call that relationship the worst relationship. We're focusing on the worst relationship and
Right.
spinning it
Like
back to something else, and I'm trying to reel us back in.
it was
So
the worst because I did everything that I thought you were supposed to do, and while I was doing that, I was also still being selfish. You know what I'm saying?
so
Like
in essence, you did not do everything you were supposed to do because you were still being selfish.
I guess you could say that. Like proposing to somebody, and then when you feel like the relationship is going down, decide you want to introduce two other people, try to save it is not a good thing to do.
It's not the way
so
you save a relationship, friend.
no. So let me ask you this: did you ever say to M, "What's going on with us? Are we
Oh,
good?"
we had that talk so many times it became ad nauseum. We the only reason we stayed together for so long is because every time he wanted to break up with me, I wouldn't let him. So yeah,
So
I
he
had my
tried to let it go, but then wouldn't
More
let it go.
selfishness.
Yeah.
hmm hmm
Oh, friend. But we grow up. We're young and we do stupid stuff.
Yeah,
And
like I can admit those things, and
yeah.
I'm totally yeah.
And that's part of being young and learning how to move as you get older. So I hope that people are taking things away from this, especially if we have audience that are in their 20s and moving in a 20-ish way to kind of hear some of the things we went through and learn from it. So
I would say take the time. Don't. what I've learned now that I should have learned then was don't be so concerned with being connected to another person, because that's been the biggest struggle that I've honestly had is wanting to be connected to somebody else, to feel like I have a companion instead of taking the time to really like foster who I am, enjoy who I am, be okay with not having a slew of friends, be okay with just being alone. Like, I've never taken those times until now. I've been single for going on 8 years now. And the romantic in me still longs and lingers for those things, but I have to be very real. Like, that would just be a very big distraction right now that you don't need.
If I could say one life lesson I know is that um trying to be in a relationship, you have to know who you are before you step into a relationship that's going to be healthy. Because if you don't know who you are, if you're figuring that out as you're in the relationship, it may move into a place where you grow apart. Because now I figured out who I am, and who I am doesn't mesh with you. But I didn't know that before because I was just trying to give you what you wanted, which was not ultimately what I needed. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so I
And
think
that's
a lot of times we jump into relationships without knowing who we are and what we want. And so we're just trying to give the other person what they need and what they want, but that's not making us happy.
but you get to, and then you get to the point where it's like, what do you have left when all you've done is give, 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 give? Like, me being a constant giver, I lost apartments, I lost my credit. Like, I have lost a lot of things behind constantly giving, 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 and not thinking about myself.
Me too.
But that's a big part of growing up and learning like, wait, the next relationship I get in, it needs to be a back and forth and it can't just all be on me.
That's the whole thing right there. But I do want to switch and give you an opportunity to give your side. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know that you have talked to me a couple of times about an individual that seriously hurt you. So I want you to, you know what I'm saying, give that experience to our folks.
Okay. Well, fasten your seatbelts because this story is sometimes not believable when I tell people the things that this individual took me through. And I stayed because I was young and dumb and in love and I thought I could fix it. So I
How
will preface by saying about my parents, how you said about yours. Like my parents were married until my father passed away. For 46 years, they were married.
Same.
They went through everything. And I felt like
30 over here, so I feel you.
you stick in there, you make it work, no matter what happens, which is probably why I stayed as long as I did in this relationship.
Ooh,
how
However,
do
real quick, real quick.
okay.
Real quick, Hemi, do you feel like that's part of where the toxicity comes in with that thought you just made right there? Because we can share that. You just said 47 years. My parents were like 30. Do you believe? I want you to hold on to your whole story, but that one thought of stick it out the way that they did, do you think that's also a part of the toxicity that we exude in staying in these relationships that we know we shouldn't stay in?
um, I, I, I think partially in my regard because my parents never had like a horrible, horrible relationship. Did they argue and fuss and fight? Yes, but they loved just as hard. And there was never anything that I saw either parent do that was like, oh hell no. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
just had their moments, which is a human thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't I but it made me feel like you figure it out. But I never stayed I'll say I never stayed in any relationship where I felt like I was just worn out, except for this one that I'm about to talk about.
Mhm.
But this one I was like 26 when I met this person, and I never. After that, it was very much. I'm picking up on red flags. Nope, not dealing with you. Like this one taught me lessons that stick with me till this day. So I'll say we met. Um, I don't even remember how we met. I can't remember if we met in the club or online. However, we met. Um, I remember when I met him, he was living with a roommate who he said was his best friend. It was a girl. Um, we talked for maybe 3 months. In that 3 months, his best friend and my best friend started dating as well, because that's gonna fall into this story. Um, so all four of us are always hanging out together. Blah blah blah. I will say, at the 3 month mark, he called me one day and said, my roommate is kicking me out. Come to find out, this was not his place, but he was living with her. And so she was putting him out. He had nowhere to go. He asked if he could stay with me. At the time, I was living with my best friend, and I asked my best friend, can he move in until he gets back on his feet? And first, my best friend was like, I'm uncomfortable with this. But then, because he's my best friend and we've known each other since we were kids, he was like, okay, if you really care about this person, they can move in.
And you pulled
So,
him into it.
absolutely. Yeah, but that was it. Like, so he moves in on the day that I'm helping him take his stuff out of his best friend apartment.
Mhm.
He goes outside to put something in the car, and she grabs my arm and she says, God bless you. And I said, what? And she
That
was
was a
like, God
warning.
bless you. And back then I didn't get it. But in hindsight, I get that she was warning me that I was in for
All
No,
right.
hell.
she should have warned you with something else.
We didn't know each other that well, and we talk about that now. She was
No,
like, "I didn't know you that well," so I'm like, "If
no.
you want to take this
I-
Negro in,
if
that's on you."
if she was warning you, she should have warned you with something else. Like,
Should hit
uh,
you that Molly, you in danger, girl.
she should have warned you with a look or something.
She gave me a look when she said, "God bless you." It came with a look, like you dodo bird. I
Okay.
mean, but because the love shield was up, I deflected what she did and was just kind of. And when I said, "What do you mean?" She was just like, "Just God bless you," and she gave me the
Oh,
face like,
oh, I didn't
and I
know
was
it was
like,
more.
You you summed it up perfectly. The love shield, because I swear to God, the blinders that we have,
"Yeah,
honey, the
Yeah,
blinders, bitch.
make
yeah.
you stupid."
Whoo.
So I took him in, and I'll say we living together. And what I wasn't, I'm going to tell you what things that were happening that I wasn't catching on to at first. Like occasionally, $1 was missing, $5
Oh,
was
that is the
missing, and it would be
worst.
like, did I spend that at the gas?
Ooh.
Maybe I spent it at the gas station and I forgot,
Right.
or
Mm, mm,
money started
mm, mm,
disappearing.
So,
When you start feeling crazy because you can't find your pocket change, bitch, it's time to stop.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Woo!
no, no.
Okay?
I want to ask how long till the amount went up?
Got bigger.
Yeah.
I'm getting into that now. So it started small, like 50
I knew what
cents,
Carnage was going.
$1, $5 was missing. So it so cut to like 5 months of us living together. My best friend fell on some hard times. He wasn't paying the rent and stuff. And for us to remain best friends, it was like we need to move apart. So we moved out from each other, and I got a 1 bedroom, and he moved with me. Not the best friend, but the person I was dating. He moved into the 1 bedroom with me. So then we're there. So now 20s are coming up missing. So now I'm no dodo bird. I'm like, did you take my money? Did
We
you
went
take my
from fives straight to 20s. God damn.
It could have been tens. Like, so I think, and in the beginning I was just like frivolously thinking like maybe I spent this somewhere, but then it started to get to the point where I was like, I know
Yeah.
I did not spend $20
You know what it was though.
anywhere.
He was
But
supplementing what he was stealing from you with what he was stealing from your best friend. He was probably stealing from both of y'all.
it's possible my best friend. No, my best friend didn't really have no money. He was losing all his job. I don't want to discuss my best friend. I'm not doing that.
Why you
However, I'm not doing that to him.
Not meaning to put him on blast.
Did you see
No,
the tangent? He had to stop himself
I
from
had to
going on
catch
this. He was
myself.
about to,
Yes, I had to
he was
catch
about to
myself.
spill a whole bunch
I'm
of
not doing
business.
that. This is not about my best friend. This is about the devil.
Ooh,
That's what
I-
I'm point. But
His brain had to stop in real time. That it was funny.
that was a tumultuous time for me and my best friend, but we made it through because we still.
I know that's right. But this
However-
man was stealing, like, so he started stealing copious amounts of money from you.
Wait. I haven't even gotten to the meat and the potatoes. So in these points of us dating and money disappearing, he is good at getting a job and not keeping one. So when he came to me, he didn't have a job. When he came to live with me, he got a job at the McDonald's down the street. So he was there for about a month, and then he called my best friend was who I lived with at the time was working at Blockbuster, and McDonald's and Blockbuster were like 3 blocks from each other. So I see Blockbuster number calling my cell phone when I'm leaving from work, and I answer, and it's him saying, "Hey, I'm at your best friend's job. I just got fired." He tells me he got fired for stealing a bag of chicken from McDonald's. So
Wait, what?
he
A bag of, it was chicken nuggets or chicken patties?
No, it was Mighty Wings, wasn't it?
it was they had chicken tenders at this time. He
Oh,
stole
tenders.
a bag of chicken tenders. So we didn't have a lot of food. We didn't have a lot of food at home because we was in our 20s, we was struggling. We wanted to hang out and do all that stuff. So we was spending our money in the wrong places. But I had told him earlier that morning, like, I'm just go to my mama house and get some food. I get paid tomorrow. I'll get something from my mama house for us to eat for dinner because mama and daddy look out for me. So for him to steal this he said he went in the freezer and put the bag of chicken in his shirt. The McDonald's let him walk out of the building.
Of course.
Oh, and
Too
then as he was walking in the parking lot, they said, "Hey, come here. We know you stole the chicken. You fired." So they let him walk out so that they could fire him. They had
Right.
already-
They do that for policy to have you on camera.
Yeah, they knew he had the chicken. They just let him walk out with it so they could fire him. So that was job number 1.
Oh my Lord.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna
Wow,
skip all the
number
other
one.
jobs he lost, and so now he's
So wait. How many jobs did he lose?
4 that I can
Oh.
remember. But I'm gonna skip the other 2. The chicken one just took me out. That was the first one. But I'm gonna skip to the last one because it was the culmination of explain. And between all this, we are arguing about my money disappearing. And I mean, he would put on Oscar-winning performances. How could you think that I would ever do that? I mean,
Oh wow.
never steal money from me.
Girl.
There was one time that I put the rent money on the dresser. And I was gonna take it to the office the next day. And my sister came over that night. We was all hanging out, and $20 was missing out the rent. When I went to drop it off, something told me to count it. $20 was missing. He tried to blame my sister and say, "Well, maybe she took it." And it was like, my sister don't steal from me. I know who my sister is.
Oh,
She-
right.
That was the whole moment. Like, it was a lot. But to get to the last job he had, Bath and Body Works, down the street from our house. That's where he was working. So he was working there part-time. So he would go to work after I did. And
Was he fired for stealing lotion?
I'm about to tell you, hold on.
I feel like that's where it's
So-
going.
One day I come home. He had been there about 5 months. One day I come home. He says, I won this gift card at work and I want to go get some stuff. My Bath and Body Works doesn't have what this other Bath and Body Works has. So this weekend, can we go there and I'm gonna buy some stuff? So mind you, I used to pick him up because he'd have a car when I when he was off when I could pick him up. Like I didn't work on the weekends, so when he worked on the weekends, I would drop him off, pick him up. Sometimes he wouldn't be ready when I came to pick him up, and then when he got off, we would walk around the store and he would show me stuff he wanted to get. So we went to the other Bath and Body Works to use this gift card he won in some competition at the job. He is picking up nothing but things he showed me that he wanted at that were at his store. So now I'm feeling uncomfortable. Like you haven't picked up anything from this store that I haven't seen in yours. So something in my head is like, just leave. So I said, I'm gonna go sit in the car while you check out. So I leave. He come out, everything is cool. This was a Saturday. So that Wednesday, I get a call while I'm on my break at work, and I answer, and it says, "You have a call from the jail." We don't need to say what jail, but and then when you get a call from jail, it's a recording of someone saying something so that you can accept the charges. So he comes on the phone, the recording comes on and says, "It's me, such and such. I'm in jail. Help me." Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm in jail. Help me, but don't accept the call. So I don't accept the
What?
call, and I'm like, oh my God, why is he in jail? So, long story short, cut to he that gift card that he had me take him to the other Bath and Body Works was a card he stole from a lady who had registered there for her wedding, and
Oh
she had
no.
never picked up the
Oh
card.
my God.
It had been like 6 months since she picked up the car. So him and another guy decided they were going to take him because the lady never picked them up. It just so happened the Monday after the Saturday he used it, the lady came to get her gift cards and they weren't there. But he had got away with it. But then Wednesday, when I took him to work, he went to his friend at the register and said, "Here's this receipt from the other store. I forgot to use my
Oh my
discount."
God. So
So now you want your 10% discount on all this stuff you just stole from the other store, and they tied it to the receipt. So now you went back to get this, what, $10 at the most with this stolen receipt, and they tied you to the stolen receipt. So then he tells me, I went in the break. He did this when he first got there. So they waited the whole day. He went to lunch and he went in the break room, and the police was waiting for him in the break room and arrested him.
Yeah.
The
you
other
know
boy did
what?
not go to jail because he had not used his gift card yet. So he like, I don't know nothing about nothing. So only he went to jail. So while he's in jail, his mother, this is the first time I've ever actually talked to her. She calls me and she's crying on the phone to me, and I can't believe my baby in jail. And I said, girl, okay. So then she says, can't believe this. I taught him better than this. I taught him better than this. And I'm like, listen, I understand. And she said, I have embezzled $10,000 from Sears. I taught him to
What?
steal better than this.
What?
And my
Wait.
mouth just dropped. She said, I taught him to steal better than this.
I
So she was on her,
Oh
If you,
my
I mean, if you're gonna be
God.
mad, hey,
if you gonna get put in jail, you might as well get put in jail for something.
she was not upset that he got caught. She was upset. I mean, she was not upset that he stole. She was upset that he got
He
caught
got caught.
and for
Yeah.
such a little amount. She
but
Right.
was
real
not
talk,
upset
I can
that he
understand
stole.
her side though. If I taught you well and you get caught, I ain't gonna be
No,
mad.
but
Like I taught you
no,
better than this,
CP.
dummy.
You missing the point,
No, he
Lawanda.
was still wrong. He was still wrong. I'm not
The
saying he was
fact
right at
that
all.
you told
No.
me that you taught him to steal better than this, I'm not that person. Like I don't
I know
steal.
that too. I get
It
that.
just, but it answers so many pieces of the puzzle that was missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is embedded in you from birth.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
lady taught you how to be
a
this
thief.
person
Oh
that
my God.
manipulates everybody. So the
I can't.
culmination of he got out of jail, we were actually broken up, but I felt
Mm.
bad and didn't kick him out right away.
Mm.
So this
Mm.
this was the final straw. One night we got into this argument. This is after jail, and so I can wrap this up, and then y'all can ask whatever y'all want. But this is the final thing. So we got into this huge argument about him stealing from me because I set him up. Because I still never could catch him stealing from me. So I left my wallet on the couch with some 20s sticking out of it on purpose. He was he was on the love seat. I left my stuff on the couch. I went in the kitchen, and so you could see half of the living room from where the kitchen was. So I'm washing dishes. So I kept peeking back, like to see if he was gonna do something. I never, ever saw him get up from the couch. However, I walked back in the living room, and this is how quick he was. I walked back in the living room, and there's no 20 sticking out of my wallet anymore. So
Uh,
in the quick like 30 or 45 seconds that I would move behind the wall of the kitchen to wash some dishes and look back, that's how quick he moved and took that money out of my wallet.
he
So I
he w-
immediately said, "You stole from me. I don't the
no,
tw-
I
I stuck
no,
some 20
whooped
out of
his
my wallet on
no,
purpose."
motherfucking ass right
no.
there.
He
He
kept saying,
was no. He was watching you.
Yeah.
"Yeah, I know." But that's when I came and confronted him like, "You
That
are
makes it
that
worse.
good
Yeah.
at what you do that you were able to get up in the timing of me watching you to steal my money." And he kept saying, "I didn't steal it." I mean, we got into a whole thing. So I went to my
I
mom's house.
would have whooped his
I stayed
ass.
there till like 3 in the morning. So when I came back, normally I would take my pants off and put them in the hamper. This night, because I got home so late, he was already asleep. I laid my pants on the end table that was next to the bed, that was next to me. So that morning, he would get up and watch cartoons at like 8 in the morning. I would sleep in because
Excuse me.
I'm the one working overtime and full time and busting my ass to take care of us. So I have slept in. So as I'm laying in the bed, I hear the floor creaking, but it's creaking really slowly. And so I'm laying on the edge of the bed, like my head is like right at the edge of the bed. So I look, I set up and look like, what is that? And I didn't see anything. So I lay back down. A couple seconds later, I hear the creaking again, and I set up. I don't see anything. So then I lay back down. So my head is on the edge of the bed, and I hear the creaking again. So this time I said, "Hemi, lay on the bed and keep your eyes closed." So I laid on the bed, so the creaking starts to get closer, and I'm still laying there. I haven't opened my eyes, and now the creaking is like right near me, so I hear it now. So then I don't move, but I just open my eyes, and right on the side of the bed is him pulling himself on his elbows like an army man would do under that neck, in the bed, dragging his body with his elbow. And I'm laying there watching him, and he starts to reach for my pants. And I say, "What are you doing?" He was little. He was like 5'3". He immediately rolled up under the bed. And I am not making this up. He immediately rolled up under the bed, came from up under the bed, and said, "Oh, I was looking for my shoe." And I said, "Bitch, I saw you reaching for my pants. You were about to steal from me again. And we just talked about this yesterday." So that is kind of what broke us up. The horrible thing was,
Kinda.
I mean, that's what broke. That was finally when I saw him actually doing it.
Yeah.
I could never catch him
Yeah.
before. In 2 years we was together, I never
Yeah.
could catch him. But when I finally caught him about to do it, that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. The
I
bad thing was we broke up. His best friend and my best friend dated for 3 more years, so I still had to see his ass all the time.
oh
But
God.
I would just pretend like he was dead to me. But and maybe like 2.5 years into that, he finally apologized and said it was me because he was telling everybody I did him wrong and I did all these things to him and everything I said was a lie. Although his
Wow, this sounds
closest
familiar.
friends, he did end up apologizing. So to say that I don't hate him anymore, and he's probably the only person I've ever could say I hated in my life. I don't hate him anymore because he finally owned up to what he did, but I know how to move with the devil because I'm actually still friends with his two best friends, which one of them don't deal with him no more because he effed her over. But that was my worst relationship because we are almost at the end and we have only answered one question. But yes, and all those things really happen. It's like a movie, but all those things really happen.
It's funny that that one question took us to this whole discussion about our worst relationships because I mean, we can talk about your best ones, but the worst ones always stick out the most. You know what I mean? I don't really think I had any best relationships. My best one would be the one I'd be in now if I had one. Um, but
Your best
no,
relationship is with you.
huh?
There you go.
Your best relationship is with you
That's
at
what
this
matters
point.
most.
My best, my best relationship is with my hand. We are great friends, both of them. I'm ambidextrous. We go on multiple dates
Oh,
together.
isn't that polyamory?
Wow.
No, we have 10 minutes left. I'm sorry, I'm a fucking fool. Uh, we have 10 minutes left. I, if it's okay, I'm gonna answer Carnage's question. What the hell was it? Why was
And
I
if
with
you're
you?
into
Oh,
dark skinned men, why were you attracted to them?
yeah. So I'm clearly like,
You're darker than me. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Well, that's true.
I'm clearly not dark skinned. Like,
Yeah, he's darker
no,
than him.
but you. So you fit more of what I wanted then when it came like in comparisons like M and you. I I loved him, but there was an immaturity there that I just was annoyed with after a while. So I got tired of him, and then I just ended up meeting you. And your height and weight kind of put you in the category there because I liked guys that size anyway. Um, dark skinned men are my team, but not my. They're not like 100% my definite. You know what I'm saying? You're still attractive, so that's why I chose you. I didn't say that you were the worst relationship, but we did not have the best relationship. A lot of my lessons in life did come from a lot of the tumultuous things that we dealt with. But I don't want to shine too much light on that
I,
because
I know because we not together now. So I know. We
You
Wow.
are not
cool.
back together. You are friends now.
Yeah, we cool
that
or whatever. Like, but yeah, we
and that in itself is its own discussion because that was a road because we didn't speak for
yo
2 years after we
oh
So
broke
let's
up.
save that for the episode when we say, "Can you be friends with your ex?" Let's
Yeah, let's do that.
let's save that
You're
for a
right to be
whole
very
nother
honest with you because
episode.
yeah.
I'm
That's
getting
a
a
whole
little
nother
tired.
episode. That could be a whole nother episode. I
So
feel like we could actually wrap this up here.
yeah,
Um,
it,
Yeah.
this has been a lot. A lot.
yeah, so I feel like we could maybe wrap this up here. I do want to say before we go, y'all, if y'all have horror stories,
Have
put them in the
put them,
comments.
put them in the
Tell us
Yeah,
comments.
about
let's have a discussion.
what has happened to you because we want to know and we may want to talk to you about it. So
And yeah,
definitely put that in the
and
comments.
and we'll put them on the show or whatever. Like, yeah, I'll put them in the comments.
Alrighty. Well, it has been a great show. I really did enjoy this discussion. And this is setting us up for more things we'll be talking about later down the road. So be on the lookout for those episodes. Let's see. Do we have any announcements that we want to make outside of the regular ones? Hemi, you have anything for our people?
I do not. My only announcement is catch our podcast on Spotify or anywhere else you listen to podcasts at 11 a.m. on Wednesdays.
And like always, you can catch our videos. They drop every Friday morning at 11 a.m. on YouTube. And you can also go to our website, what'sthepointpod.com. There you can see episodes, leave comments. You can get in touch with us if you ever will have a question, comment, or anything like that. So, once again, thank you all so much for another good episode of What's the Point? And Hemi, please tell our folks what they can do.
Stay classy.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Bye, everybody.